Okay,
Okay.
now I'm recording now, Eric. Hey, we got Eric. Hey, let me introduce myself. I'm Mark Sims, the host of Just a Few Questions. Eric Grant is on the line. Eric Grant, you on the line?
Yeah, man, I have a few questions.
No, no, no. You not. Don't ask me no questions. I got to ask you questions about your show, man, the family meeting, because you've been on the air a long, long time. So tell all the good listeners about the family meeting.
Man, the show was the nexus of the broadcast was from my personal business where I'm a financial advisor. And part of what I do when I do a financial plan for clients is I make them oftentimes have a family meeting. And what I discovered was that some of the conversations we had were some of the most robust conversations that I've ever had in my life. So I just decided that, hell, let's do that on the radio. And what we do basically is we get in the studio every Sunday, and I turn that microphone on. I have no planned topics or subjects, and we just hang out like we were at the barbecue. And it becomes an amazing conversation.
Now I've been listening to your show off and on for years because it depends if I'm if I'm off or woke or whatever. But you used to do the show back on WVON back in the day. Well, was how long ago was that, man?
Man, I had it about 8 years ago, and it's a funny story. I was doing that broadcast on a humbug. There was a Saturday morning host that had quit, and my friend Melody Span said, "Yo, man, you did radio in college. Why don't you sit in for this dude until we find something else?" So I was like, "Cool." And the first Saturday, I was planning on going to hang out with my boys. We were going to play some golf. I said, "Yo, man, let's just push the tea time back. Let's go hang out in the studio and do what we do before we play golf, which is like talk about whatever." And it just kind of took off.
But that show moved on from WVON and went to another radio station. Where have you been for all the other years you've been on the air?
Yeah, we're on WCPT. Right now it's 8:20 a.m. and we've been there for about 7 years now. And it's doing well. We've got a national audience now. We simulcast on YouTube, TuneIn Radio, and we're stored in SoundCloud. And it's got kind of a life of its own now.
Wow. So, but let me go back. You said you did radio in college?
I did, man. I was E-Man, the most powerful DJ in the universe in college.
Now,
And it was a little hip-hop mix show when I was at Howard University.
I'm about to say, what college was that, Eric Grant?
That would be Howard University, the illustrious Howard University.
See, we're going to do another show after this one, and we're going to talk about college. But the point, let's finish up and talking about this show. Why should anyone, and tell me what time this show airs, I know it's on the SoundCloud, but why should we listen to your show live on the air or on a podcast? Why and when? Just let me know.
So what we attempt to do, and this is the only reason, I mean, I can only do it one day a week because it's so tiring to do already. But we truly distill all of the pornography, the news pornography that you get throughout the week. And we do it in a way that you're doing at home. Short of using the four-letter words that you probably use, it's the same conversation. So somebody comes on TV and says something crazy, and you're at a barbecue with your crazy uncle, and you say, "No, man, that was crazy. Let me tell you why it was crazy." Like this past Sunday, we've got people running around talking about the inverted yield curve. Half of the people talking about the inverted yield curve don't even know what the hell that means. So we went through the fact that people are using the terms the market and the economy interchangeably when they're two different things, but they're conflating them, and the media buys into that or allows that to happen when they need to be about the business of separating that. And so that's the kind of conversation, maybe it's a little highbrow, that I think people have on a regular basis. What the hell is the yield curve, and what does that mean to me? And we had that kind of conversation. And it's impromptu. It's completely off the cuff. It's without preparation. We're not sitting there with notes in front of us or scripts or anything. The only order to our show are the breaks that we take that are timed. Everything else is completely free form and impromptu. For 2 hours, we do that every Sunday.
The family meeting is a great show. And when can we listen to it? How do we listen to it on the podcast?
So if you got nothing better to do, you can check us out on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on 8:20 a.m. I think we're on 91.5 FM as well. But more importantly, you can watch us on YouTube because we've got cameras in the studio. And, sometimes it's better, in addition to hearing the voice, to see the body movements as well. The communication is a little more complete when you see us.
And you said you're on SoundCloud too?
Yeah, they store our broadcasts in SoundCloud. I've never heard one, but I hear they're there.
Oh, you go to WCPT, SoundCloud, the family meeting, you can find it.
Yeah, somewhere in there. I ain't never looked for it, man, so I can't honestly give you good directions. But I know if you go to TuneIn Radio, you can listen to us there as well. Most of the people that listen to us, as a matter of fact, do so on TuneIn and on YouTube.
Eric Grant, thanks for doing this part of the show. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and do another video, podcast, whatever, and talk about college. Thanks, Eric Grant from the family meeting.